Now, your forecast first from KARK4, your weather authority.
We're just one day away from the long holiday weekend. A lot of football games getting started. We're up in Conway. UCA Bears taking on the Cardinals from San Antonio. We got the grills starting. We got the sausage cooking. Even a little bit of grilled bacon is on the way. A lot of fun out here tonight. And it's going to be a hot evening. Mainly sunny skies across the state this afternoon. And we're going to see mostly sunny skies as we head through the rest of the evening hours. Ridge of high pressure out across the central United States will keep us hot for the next couple of days. But it's not going to be here forever. A cold front's in the forecast as well. We'll let you know when we can expect to cool down in just a couple minutes. But your forecast first for Little Rock. We are looking for mostly sunny skies as the sun goes down. Temperatures around 91 at kickoff here in Conway. And by tomorrow morning, if you're starting your holiday weekend early, sunny skies and 75. If you're going to work, sunny skies and 75. KARK4 News at 5 starts now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. I'm Bob Clausen. Jessica has the evening off. A teenage neighbor of an 11-year-old girl has been arrested and charged with her murder. Jessica Williams' body was found 3 miles from her home, floating under a bridge. Law enforcement arrested the person they say killed her. He now sits in the Mississippi County Jail. KARK4's Josh Berry has been following this story from the very beginning. He's joining us now live in Mississippi County with more on this. And Josh, wow, a lot of things unfolding today, shaking this small community.
It has, Bob. In fact, the judge here in the courtroom actually called the circumstances behind this case heinous and terrible. Law enforcement here in Mississippi County tell me that when their investigation led them to the home of 17-year-old Christopher Sowell, he gave a detailed statement admitting to killing his neighbor's 11-year-old Jessica Williams. Sowell made his way into court this afternoon saying nothing. The arraignment didn't take long, the judge reading off the charge of first-degree murder. Investigators here say Sowell apparently got angry with Jessica during an encounter and pushed her off the bridge where this all happened. Jessica got up the first time and threatened to tell her dad, and that's when Sowell became more angry and scared, grabbing Jessica by her throat and choking her until she became, quote, wide-eyed. The statement says he pushed her over the bridge into the water and walked away. I was with the family today when they first learned what law enforcement say Sowell did to their little girl.
I wish he'd get the same she got. I hope he don't see daylight again.
The family of Sowell had nothing to say leaving the courtroom today. Sowell is held on a $2 million cash-only bond, and his next appearance in court will be September 26. Now, this family is coping with the shocking news of finding out their neighbor, somebody that they say this little girl knew, rode the bus with to school, in fact, even helped the father look for her when she still went missing. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll share more what this family had to say. Until then, we're live in Mississippi County. Josh Berry, KARK4 News.
Josh, any, as gruesome as they may be, any specifics or anything around the circumstances of her death?
Well, of course, her body has been sent to the Arkansas State Crime Lab. They're waiting to find out exactly how she died because, as you heard, we're told that Sowell pushed her off the bridge and left her there. Now, when investigators found her yesterday, they said that she was found floating in the river underneath the bridge, and it was quite a drop. We were out there yesterday looking over the edge, and it was a pretty steep drop from where that roadway was.
All right, Josh Berry reporting live from Mississippi County tonight. Thanks very much, Josh. We'll see you at 6. And we want to warn you also about a scam that's out there. Neighbors say that they get a call from some folks out there. Detectives are telling the caller tells people they missed their jury duty date and there was a warrant out for their arrest. The only way the person can actually avoid jail time is either meet up with the so-called Sheriff's Department employee and give them money, specifically cash, or call them back with the numbers to a Walmart money card. Several people have reported this to investigators. If you did miss jury duty, it would be the circuit clerk trying to contact you, and they wouldn't be calling you.
Normally, it's by mail that we contact people and let them know if they've missed.
Investigators say try to get as much information from the caller as you possibly can, including a name, and then report it to them. We are your local election headquarters, and Lieutenant Governor Mark Darr pulling out of the race for Congress in the 4th District amid an ethics scandal. Last week, the Blue Hog Report blog reported on discrepancies and expenses in Dar's campaign finance reports related to his previous campaign debt from the 2010 lieutenant governor's race. Dar self-reported items to the State Ethics Commission and is in the process of amending his campaign expenditure records. With Lieutenant Governor Dar out of the race now, that leaves Democrat Janice Percival and Republicans Bruce Westerman and Tommy Mull. Dar says that he is not sure if he'll run for any office in 2014, including Lieutenant Governor, and is not ready to endorse any other candidate. If you live near a Mayflower oil spill out there and you don't feel well, you might feel a little sick, the state wants you to get in touch with them and get checked out. Governor Mike Beebe telling KRK4's David Goins the Department of Health and UAMS are teaming up to look at the possible lingering effects of the spill out there. Hey, David.
Hey, Bob. At this point, the health department says it's hard to guess how many Mayflower residents will respond to the call to get checked out by a medical professional. In the hours and days immediately after the Mayflower oil spill, complaints of nausea, burning eyes, and respiratory issues were common.
They were evacuated quickly by the county, and so it's felt that their time of exposure was very minimal.
As the cleanup continued, the health department says calls to poison control steadily slacked off.
Our thoughts are that the long-term effects from this spill would be minimal to none.
Minimal still matters. That's why Dr. William Mason says starting Tuesday, anyone who believes they're still feeling effects of the Pegasus pipeline 5 months after it ruptured can set up a health screening.
There's a process, but it should be fairly simple. We want to make it very simple.
The variable at this point, how many people will show up?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that question, but I really don't know.
And if you lived in and around the Mayflower oil spill and want to set up a health screening, we've got it all set up for you right now on ArkansasMatters.com. Back to you.
Is joined from the chest to the belly button to undergo a surgery to separate them. Owen and Emmett Izel's parents are from Arkansas. They're in Dallas for the surgery there. It took doctors almost 6 hours to separate the little boys born last month. After the surgery, the twins went into intensive care to recover. It's been a struggle for the baby's parents, but their faith, they say, helped them through the hard days.
The whole pregnancy was very frightening. I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know if they would make it. And it was, it's hard as a mom to know that.
The separation surgery happened at Medical City Children's Hospital at Dallas. The doctors say it's the first set of twins successfully separated in almost a decade. Little Rock firefighters getting ready for a live burn simulation, giving its Citizens Academy a first-hand look at just exactly what they do and how dangerous it is. KRK4's Suzanne Bruner joining us now live at their training facility with more on what's happening tonight. Hey, Suzanne.
That's right. Firefighters out here in Little Rock are getting prepared for a live burn at its training facility, this 5-story building here. Let me show you where they're going to do here. They are actually controlling this burn to this specific room here in this building, kind of showing its Citizens Academy in Little Rock what they deal with in a live scenario. My goodness, I have to step back a little bit because it is pretty hot out here as it is. So the Citizens Academy, they're going to be standing out here on the sidelines and watching firefighters come through here, kind of give them an idea of what goes on in a normal situation when they respond to a house fire, a commercial fire. But the program allows citizens to learn more about how their fire department is organized, how it conducts its operations. And for 2 months, participants meet weekly about various subjects like hiring and training. They also learn about fire tactics and strategies, and also more about their hazardous materials team. So definitely a first-hand look, a good personal experience here to see their fire team out on scene looking at this training facility and how they conduct a burn like this. So we'll be out here still taking a look at this in a couple of hours. Live in Little Rock, I'm Suzanne Bruner, KRK4 News.
All right, Suzanne, thank you very much. A former Razorback football player facing a charge of second-degree murder tonight. Cassidy Hodges is live in Fayetteville. Details on the investigation that pretty much sent shockwaves throughout the Razorback Nation. Cassidy.
Yeah, Fayetteville police are still trying to figure out how one man ended up dead yesterday morning. Officers were called out to a home on Copper Ridge Lane in Fayetteville. When they showed up, they found Joshua Melton sitting on the curb crying. Now, he was the one that called 911. And when officers went inside Melton's home, they say they found Michael Gover dead. Melton told police he and Gover had been drinking, but when Gover threw up on the floor, they got into a fight. Now, according to investigators, Melton told police he hit Gover several times and went to bed after Gover looked unconscious. It wasn't until he woke up around 10 a.m. Wednesday morning that he found Gover unresponsive.
Unfortunately, with a lot of violence that occurs, whether it's domestic violence or things like that, there are several cases where alcohol is involved. It does seem to be a very consistent factor in a lot of incidents that we deal with.
Now, police say Melton was very shaken by the incident and was visibly remorseful. And I asked police today if alcohol could have been the cause of Gover's death. They said that will be left up to the medical examiner once the autopsy is finished. Live in Fayetteville, I'm Cassidy Hodges for KARK 4 News.
All right, Cassidy, thank you very much. New headquarters on the way for Little Rock Port Authority. Just how big this project will be coming up. Plus, Central Arkansans have a new place to get their boats on the Arkansas River. See new marina that opened up today and find out what else the developer has planned for this stretch of waterway.
And grill, sausage, bacon, check. But what tailgate would be complete without a game of Bago? We've got a lot of folks now beginning to descend on Conway. UCA taking on the Cardinals from San Antonio. It's going to be a hot evening. In fact, it's going to be a hot Labor Day weekend. Here in Little Rock today, we inched ever closer to that century mark. 97 the high, the low this morning, 73. Triple digits in the forecast. The heat index, much more than that. We'll have the searing details in just a couple minutes.
This is KARK 4 News at 5 in high definition with Bob Clausen, Jessica Dean, and Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan. Now from KARK 4, your weather authority, Arkansas' certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is cooking up here in Conway, and I just don't mean what's on the grills. Temperatures are searing hot this afternoon. You factor in that humidity, feels like it's over 100 degrees in a lot of places. The bounce house is empty right now. I had it to myself a little bit earlier, but you know what? It is going to get crowded here quick. UCA Bears taking on the Cardinals from San Antonio. Kickoff at 7 o'clock this evening. It's going to be a little less hot by then. But let's take a look at temperatures across the state right now. 100 degrees right now, just west on I-40 at Russellville. We have 96 down at Monticello, 98 at Arkadelphia, 97 out at Phoenix, both out in Polk County, 94 at Searcy, and 93 right now in Clinton. In Little Rock, current temperature is 95 degrees. But when you factor in that humidity, remember, it's just not the heat, it's the humidity. It feels like it's at or over 100 in a lot of places. The heat index in Little Rock at 97, feels like 103 at Russellville, 101 the heat index down at Arkadelphia, and 95 is what it feels like for you folks up in Mountain Home, just along the Missouri state line. Well, again, not a whole lot going on today except for a little bit of grilling here up in Conway and plenty of sunshine, a few fair weather cumulus clouds popping up. We have a ridge of high pressure that's centered over western Oklahoma and I should say eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. Surface high pressure over the eastern Gulf pumping in those south to southwesterly winds. You know, the calendar may say there's only about 3 weeks of summer left, but it's going to feel like the middle of summer as we head through the next couple of days, with temperatures expected to be at or over 100 degrees as we head through the first part of the Labor Day weekend. Let's put our maps into motion for you, show you what's going to be going on. Number one, that cold front you see to the northeast, that's not going to give us any relief. That is going to be moving into the central and southern Appalachians, cooling those folks off. We're going to stay on the hot side with temperatures around 100, maybe an isolated shower for northern Arkansas as we head into today, tomorrow, as that disturbance that originated over southwest Texas continues to round that ridge. I think by evening we could see a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm here in central and eventually into southern Arkansas, but most folks should remain dry during the day tomorrow. Same story for Saturday, just an isolated shower, thunderstorm possible. That ridge beginning to weaken and move westward. And that'll bring some good news. We're going to see a cold front make its way across the state on Labor Day, and that means another chance of showers and thunderstorms, but less humid air and a little bit cooler temperatures are in the forecast. But for Little Rock for tonight, we're expecting clear skies. We're down to 75 by sunrise. For tomorrow, it's going to be a mostly sunny day. Temperatures right around the century mark. And again, that slight chance of a shower in northern Arkansas. I think any showers here in the central part of the state will hold off until after sunset. Your weather impact for tonight, no problems expected. But for Friday and Saturday, we're going to keep the heat index at around a 5 because the heat and humidity combined will give us heat index values between 103 and 108. and that heat likely continue as we head through the rest of the weekend. All right, here we go with some kickoff temperatures. 92 degrees this evening for kickoff here at UCA at 7 o'clock this evening, and up at A-State in Jonesboro, 91 your kickoff temperature on Saturday. Up in Fayetteville, you know, it's not going to be anything like fall. We're going to see temperatures under mostly sunny skies headed up to the mid-90s by kickoff, and we're not expecting much cooling for the rest of the game. In fact, by the end of the game, temperatures probably only dropping down to about 90 or 92 degrees, so make sure you dress coolly if you're headed up to Fayetteville on Saturday. Next 7 days, we're going to see those high temperatures around 100 again for Saturday here in Little Rock. And then as that high moves west, we're going to gradually get less hot Sunday and Monday, upper 90s. Again, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for Monday as that front moves through. And then you can see the less humid air moving in, the less hot air begins moving in, with temperatures only in the low 90s and lows in the mid-60s to around 70 degrees. And I'll tell you what, Bob, it's a lot hotter standing out here outside right next to this grill. But take a look at those hot dogs. We got hot dogs and sausage, some grilled bacon. Hey, it's going to be a great game tonight and a great time up in Conway when UCA takes on the Cardinals from San Antonio.
Well, Keith, you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat by the grill, grab something cool to drink.
Yeah, get out of the kitchen.
No, grab something cool to drink. All right, Keith, thanks very much.
I'm doing that.
Coming up, school officials spend the day touring a few Little Rock schools. Why the superintendent says this is a very important visit, and why he says some leaders need to get out in the district a little more often. We'll have more on that coming up after the break. The Little Rock Port Authority breaking ground on an expansion today.
Pick it up, turn that dirt. Okay.
The Port Authority received a $1 million grant for a 5,000 square foot facility there. It will house the Arkansas River Resource Center and more offices, meeting space, and a conference room. A lot will be going on down there. The facility will sit on the banks of the Arkansas River on 4.2 acres at the end of Industrial Harbor Drive. And a new 134-slip marina is now open in North Little Rock. It is the latest development west of downtown along the Arkansas River. $44 million in development here. Developer Jim Jackson says the marina is not the end of his plans down there. Coming up next, 40 single-family homes on the shore of the river. Little Rock school leaders spent some time in class today. It was part of a school tour. Superintendent Dexter Suggs and other school board members rode a bus to Robertson Bell Elementary Schools. Leaders say it's very important for them to be visible in the schools and show the school's principals, students, parents, and staff they have their support.
It's critical that the parents, our teachers, our students especially see that we support everything that's going on in the schools.
Suggs says district leaders will get around to all the schools in the system, observing 2 schools a month until the end of the school year. 2 days away from kickoff at Razorback Stadium. We're showing you the latest trends in game day gear and where to get the hottest hog stuff after the break.
This is KARK 4 News at 5 in high definition.
Football fever has hit Fayetteville, as if it ever really left, though. But now it is at a fever pitch 2 days away from kickoff at Razorback Stadium. To help you gear up for Saturday, we're showing you some game day gear. Jenny Barker gets her hands on some of the hottest hog apparel this year.
Once you put on that Razorback shirt, you know it's game day.
The countdown to kickoff is on, and Hog Heaven is outfitting fans for the first game of the season.
Our hottest item right now has got to be that Never Yield Spirit t-shirt. Everybody wants to get their hands on it. It just embodies our new football coach, Brett Bielema, and his whole 1-0 mentality and how we're never going to give up. We're going to keep pressing on no matter what happens.
Coach Bielema adding an extra boost of energy this season, and it's showing in the sales.
Coach Bielema has really just brought that spark back to Arkansas. People are really excited about the next era. They've got to get their gear. They've got to look the part.
So what does a real Razorback do to gear up for game day? You got to have the face tattoo, a Never Yield shirt, a snout, a hog hat, and one last bit of red and white.
It's just like when those players put on those uniforms and they get ready to run out on the field. We want our fans to feel the same way. When they put on that product, they're ready. It's game day. It's time to call the Hogs. It's time to go out there and give it everything they got.
Channing, obviously ready for game day. Our Razorback Nation team has everything you need to know about the Hogs opening game, starting with a 1-hour preseason special that is set to air Friday during prime time, 7 p.m. Also, Friday night, gear up for the game day show at 10:15 and an hour-long game day show every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So, if you want your coverage, you've got it right here. Tailgating in full force, you could say. Well, not could say, you can see it. UCA's game opener tonight. Keith has your kickoff forecast and perhaps some dogs and burgers after the break.
Coming up tonight, making the case for a strike in Syria. Late word of what the White House is telling Congress, plus a report from inside Damascus on Nightly News.
This is KARK 4 News at 5 in high definition.
Hey, we are here in Conway. UCA Bears taking on, oh, you know, I got to take my sunglasses off. I'm looking a little bit too cool out there. UCA Bears taking on the Cardinals from San Antonio. Got Hunter here from the Grove Apartments doing a little bit of barbecuing. And you know what? Barbecue, tailgate, whatever would be complete without Bago. We got the guys and girls playing a little bit of Bago out here. It is a hot evening, and if you're going to the game tonight, don't bring the hot chocolate, don't bring a blanket, don't bring a seat warmer. Just bring what you need, because you don't need anything extra tonight. And if you're going to be barbecuing, stand downwind of the smoke, because you know what? It's going to be awfully hot running that barbecue grill. Any game this weekend, you're going to be awfully hot. 7-day forecast is going to show us temperatures around 100 as we head into the day tomorrow. Same on Saturday. Might see an isolated shower northern Arkansas tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and tomorrow night for the central and south. And we're going to keep those isolated shower chances in the forecast for Sunday as well. Better rain chances on Monday as a cold front sweeps through the state. And I guess you can call low 90s cold. You're going to appreciate it after the hot weather this weekend. Heat index 103 to 108. Bob, stay cool back in the studio.
All right, Keith, thank you very much. And thank you very much for joining us tonight at 5 o'clock, everybody. Have a great evening. Look forward to seeing you back here at 6 o'clock. NBC Nightly News is next.